Have you ever stopped to think about why some people seem to have a special gift for bringing peace where there is war, for balancing what is in disarray, for seeing solutions where others only see problems? What if I told you that this is not an accident but a divine purpose? If you were born under the sign of Libra, know that there is a very deep spiritual reason for you to be here at this moment in history. God does not choose someone by chance. Every soul born under the influence of the stars carries with it a mission, a gift, a sacred responsibility. And with Libra, my dear Libran, this choice was made in a very special way. Today you will discover 10 powerful reasons that explain why the Creator placed within you such a unique, different, and necessary strength for this world. We are not just talking about personality traits. We are talking about a spiritual calling, a divine mark that was imprinted on your soul even before you took your first breath on this earth. While many seek purpose, you were born with it. While others struggle to find their place in the world, you came to be the bridge, the link, the balance that keeps everything in harmony. If you've reached this video today, it wasn't by accident. The universe has very precise ways of placing the right messages in front of the right people, at the exact moment they most need to hear them. And you, Libra, are about to understand something that will completely change the way you see your journey, your challenges, your gifts. Stay until the end because the last reason is the most powerful of all, and it will reveal something about your destiny that you may never have imagined. Prepare your heart, open your mind, and let's unravel together this sacred mystery that has been kept within you since the day you were born. Reason 1. You were chosen to be the guardian of divine balance. There is a universal law that underpins all of creation. This law states that everything needs to be in balance to function well. Day and night, sun and moon, giving and receiving, speaking and listening. Everything in the universe seeks this point of harmony where things can flow without forcing, without breaking, without destroying. And it was precisely to keep this sacred law functioning here on earth that God chose you, Libra. You didn't just come to live your life. You came to be a living instrument of this divine harmony. From a young age, even without fully understanding it, you always felt a deep discomfort when you saw injustices happening. When someone was treated wrongly, when a situation was clearly unbalanced, something inside you stirred, felt uneasy, and urged you to act. This isn't just a personality trait. It's a divine mark, a spiritual seal placed on your soul. You were programmed by the Creator to feel, more than others, when something is out of place, when someone is being harmed, when a situation needs to be corrected. Think about how many times you've stepped into the middle of a fight, not to take sides but to bring peace. How many times have you listened to both sides of a story before judging? How many times have you held back your own opinion because you realized that at that moment what mattered wasn't you being right, but everyone reaching an agreement? That's divine, my dear Libra. That's God working through you. Most people only think about their own point of view, only defend their own side, only want to win the argument. But not you. You seek the middle ground, the point where everyone can meet, where no one needs to lose for the other to win. The world is full of extremes. People who only see black or white, who think everything is either black or white, who live in constant conflict because they can't accept that there are other truths besides their own. But then you come along with your Libra essence, with your balancing energy, and you show that there is a middle ground. You show that it's possible to respect differences without abandoning your own values. You show that it's possible to disagree without fighting, to question without attacking, to defend without destroying. The ability you possess is not small. It is not weak. Many people confuse the pursuit of peace with a lack of opinion, confuse balance with indecision, confuse diplomacy with weakness. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Being balanced in a world of extremes requires immense spiritual strength. It requires you to control your own emotions when everyone around you is losing their minds. It requires you to think 2, 3, 4 times before making a decision, because you know that your choices affect not only you but everyone around you. God gave you this gift because He knew you would be strong enough to carry this weight. He knew you would be brave enough to go against the current when everyone wanted you to take sides. He knew you would be wise enough to understand that true power lies not in dominating, but in harmonizing. You are the divine balance walking on earth. And even when you feel tired of this responsibility, even when you would like to simply drop everything and be impartial like everyone else, something inside you won't let you. Because this mission is engraved in your essence, in your spiritual DNA. So understand this today once and for all. You are not indecisive, you are careful. You are not weak, you are diplomatic. You are not without opinion, you are fair. And this, my dear Libra, is one of the greatest gifts God could have given to a soul. The world needs warriors, yes, but it also needs peacemakers. And you were chosen to be one of them. Reason 2. You carry the divine gift of true justice. Justice is not about punishment. Justice is not about revenge. True justice is about restoration, about putting things in their rightful place, about ensuring that each person receives exactly what they deserve, no more, no less. And this profound understanding of justice, my dear Libra, was planted in your heart by the Creator Himself. You did not come into this world merely to live and let live. You came to be an agent of divine justice, to ensure that truth prevails, that right is done, that no one is forgotten or neglected. From the very beginning, you've had this keen sensitivity to perceive when someone is being treated unfairly. It doesn't matter if it's a close friend or a complete stranger, someone powerful or someone voiceless. When you see an injustice happening, something inside you rises up, becomes disturbed, demands action. Often you're even surprised by the strength of this reaction, because for the rest of your life you're so calm, so thoughtful, so patient. But the moment injustice appears, it's as if another you awakens, a stronger, more determined, more resolute you. This happens because God placed a special spiritual antenna within you. While other people may go through unfair situations and not even realize it, or realize it and not care, you can't ignore it. Stronger than you, it's as if your soul is screaming inside, saying that this needs to be corrected, that this situation can't stay like this, that someone needs to do something. And most of the time that someone ends up being you. Think about the times you defended someone who was being judged without a chance to explain themselves. The times you questioned a rule that seemed unfair, even knowing you would get in trouble for it. The times you gave up your own comfort, your own peace to ensure that another person received fair treatment. This is not coincidence, Libra. This is purpose. This is a divine mission manifesting through your actions. The gift of justice that you carry goes far beyond the laws written on paper. It goes beyond what the courts decide, beyond what society accepts as right or wrong. You have access to a higher, purer, truer justice. It is the justice that comes directly from the heart of God. The justice that sees not only the facts, but the intentions, not only the actions, but the circumstances, not only the result, but the entire path that led there. That's why you're so good at mediating conflicts. That's why people seek you out when they need advice on a difficult situation. That's why, even without having studied law or legal practice, you can clearly see the fairest solution to a problem. Because you're not just using your human mind. You're connected to a higher wisdom, to a sense of justice that comes from a divine source. But carrying this gift also comes with a weight. There are times when you feel exhausted from always having to be righteous, correct, and balanced. There are moments when you wish you could simply close your eyes to the injustices around you and just take care of yourself. But you can't, because this calling is part of who you are. It's part of the reason you're here. And even on difficult days, even when you feel alone in this struggle, know that God is with you, strengthening you, sustaining you in this sacred mission of spreading true justice wherever you go. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Let's continue with our video now. Reason 3. You have been blessed with the ability to see the beauty in all things. There is a kind of vision that goes far beyond the physical eyes. It is a vision of the soul, an ability to see beyond the surface, beyond the obvious, beyond what everyone else can see. And this special vision, my dear Libra, was given to you as a divine gift. You don't look at the world the way other people do. Where they see only the ordinary, you see the extraordinary. Where they pass by without noticing anything special, you stop and are enchanted. Where they only criticize and complain, you find something beautiful to admire. This sensitivity to beauty is not superficial. It's not about liking pretty things or appreciating their appearance. It's much deeper than that. It's about having the ability to see the divine order behind all creation. It's about perceiving the harmony that exists in everything that was made with love, with care, with purpose. You can see beauty in a sincere conversation, in the way people treat each other with kindness, in the smile of someone who was sad and is now happy. You perceive beauty in small gestures, in well-chosen words, in the shared silence between people who understand each other without needing to speak. God gave you this gift because He knew the world needed people capable of reminding others that life is still worth living. We live in difficult times where the news is heavy, where people are always rushing, stressed, forgetting to look around and notice the good things that still exist. But then you come along with your Libra eyes, with your sensitive soul, and you point to a flower growing in the middle of the concrete, to a sunset painting the sky with impossible colors, to the way the light enters through the window creating designs on the wall. You make people stop. You make them breathe. You make them remember that there is more to this life than just problems and worries. And that is sacred, Libra. That is spiritual work of the highest level. Because when you help someone see beauty where before there was only gray, you are saving that person from sinking into darkness. You are bringing light, hope, renewal. Your constant search for beauty, harmony, and the right proportion of things is also reflected in how you organize your life. You can't live in chaos. You need an environment that is pleasing to the eyes and the heart. You need conversations that have substance, that are balanced, that bring something good. You need relationships where there is mutual respect, genuine exchange, and consideration. And this isn't fussiness as some people might think. This is you honoring the sacred temple that is your life. God created the world with beauty for a reason. He could have made everything functional, practical, and uninteresting. But He chose to paint butterflies with vibrant colors, to make mountains reach the sky in majestic forms, to create the sound of ocean waves that calms any troubled soul. He did this because beauty is a divine language. It is a way for God to show His love for creation. And you, Libra, were chosen to be a spokesperson for this language here on Earth. When you create something beautiful, when you arrange a space harmoniously, when you dress with care and elegance, when you choose your words so that they sound good to the ears and hearts of those who hear them, you are imitating the Creator. You are continuing the work of creation, bringing more beauty to a world that often seems to have forgotten it. And never doubt the power that this has. A beautiful environment heals. A well-chosen word transforms. An elegant gesture inspires. And you hold this power in your hands. In moments when you feel empty, when it seems that this sensitivity only brings you suffering because you perceive things that hurt your soul, remember, God gave you eyes to see beauty precisely because He trusted that you would be strong enough to also bear to see ugliness. And more than that, He trusted that you would use this gift not to escape reality, but to transform it, beautifying every piece of the world you touch. Reason 4. You were created to be a bridge between different worlds. Few people have the ability to move between such different worlds and still remain whole, true to themselves. But you, Libra, have this rare and precious gift. You can converse with the rich and the poor. You can understand the perspective of those who think completely differently from you. You can be in a place full of strangers and in a few minutes already be making connections, building bridges, bringing together people who would never speak to each other if it weren't for you. And this doesn't happen by chance. This was planned by the Creator. The world is becoming increasingly divided. People are separating into small groups where everyone thinks alike, acts alike, believes in the same things. And then these groups begin to look at each other with distrust, fear, even anger. Conversations become impossible because no one wants to hear the other side. No one wants to try to understand a different perspective. Everyone just wants to shout louder, prove they are right, convince others to think the same way. But that's not how the world should work. And God knows this. That's why He created you. You have a unique ability to see value in opposing perspectives. You understand that a person can defend an idea for very valid reasons, even if you disagree with it. You can respect each person's journey, the experiences that shape their opinions, without needing to agree with everything. And even more importantly, you can communicate this. You can get people from opposing sides to sit at the same table and really talk without it turning into a fight. This is a miracle in these times, Libra. It's a clear manifestation of the divine presence working through you. Because uniting what is separated, bringing closer what is distant, making enemies become at least people who respect each other. This is not ordinary human work. This is high-level spiritual work. This requires you to empty yourself of your own judgments, your own prejudices, your own absolute certainties, to create a space where dialogue is possible. Think of the times you were the link that held a family together despite their differences. The times you brought a group of friends back to harmony after a fight. The times you made two people who hated each other at least understand each other's point of view. Every time you do this, you are fulfilling your divine purpose. You are being exactly what God planned when He decided to place your soul under the sign of Libra. This ability to be a bridge also manifests in how you deal with your own internal contradictions. You understand that a person can be many things at once. They can be strong and vulnerable. They can be joyful and sad. They can have certainties and doubts. You don't need to be just one thing defined by a single label. You move between different parts of yourself naturally, honoring each piece of your complex personality. And it's precisely because you understand this in yourself that you're able to accept it in others. That's why people feel so comfortable in your presence. They know you won't judge them for their contradictions. You won't demand that they be perfect or totally consistent all the time. You give people space to be human, flawed in process. And that space you create is sacred. It's a piece of heaven here on earth, where people can breathe a sigh of relief knowing they don't have to pretend, they don't have to be something they're not. In difficult times, when you feel tired of always being the one who builds bridges, who paves the way, who brings the distant closer, remember how important that is. Remember that every connection you facilitate, every conversation you make possible, every time you prevent a separation from happening, you are literally changing the destiny of people and situations. You are preventing the world from breaking into 1,000 pieces. And that, my dear Libra, is a job that only someone with a very special spiritual strength can do. Reason 5. You possess the divine gift of spiritual diplomacy. Diplomacy is not deceit. Diplomacy is not a lack of opinion. True diplomacy is the sacred art of telling the truth in a way that the other person can hear. It is asserting your point of view without disrespecting the point of view of others. It is getting what you need without harming anyone in the process. And this refined gift, this rare and precious skill, was placed in you by the Creator. Because God knew that the world would need people capable of resolving conflicts without creating new conflicts, of defending positions without making enemies, of negotiating paths where everyone wins something. From a young age, you realized you had a special way of handling tense situations. While other children resorted to fighting or crying, you sought alternatives. You proposed solutions. You suggested agreements. And often, the people around you were impressed by the maturity of your proposals, by the intelligent way you managed to think of solutions that no one else had considered. This wasn't just intelligence. It was divine wisdom manifesting through a child, preparing you from an early age for the mission ahead. This diplomatic ability you possess manifests itself in all areas of your life. At work, you're the person who can present a new idea without making others feel threatened. At home, you're the one who calms tempers when discussions start to get heated. Among friends, you're the natural mediator, the one everyone turns to when they need help resolving a misunderstanding. And you do all this in such a natural, smooth way that people often don't even realize how much work you put into making it work. The gift of diplomacy requires several rare qualities working together simultaneously. It demands patience, because you cannot rush a process of mutual understanding. It demands empathy, because you need to genuinely understand what each side is feeling. It demands emotional intelligence, because you need to know the right time to speak and the right time to remain silent. It demands courage, because there are times when you need to say difficult things in a gentle way, and that is not easy. And God placed all these qualities in you, Libra, because He trusted that you would know how to use them for good. There's an important difference between being diplomatic and being fake. A fake person says what the other person wants to hear to gain an advantage. A diplomatic person tells the truth respectfully to build something better. A fake person changes their mind depending on who they're talking to. A diplomatic person maintains their values, but adapts how they communicate them. A fake person avoids conflict because they're afraid. A diplomatic person prevents unnecessary conflict because they're wise. And you, Libra, are in the second group. You are authentic in your essence but flexible in your approach. This flexibility, this ability to adapt without losing yourself, to negotiate without selling out, to compromise on small things to achieve big things, is a divine gift that allows you to navigate this complex world much more efficiently than more rigid people can. While they clash and hurt themselves, you find passages, shortcuts, creative solutions. While they remain trapped in pride and stubbornness, you move forward, achieving your goals in a smarter way. But there's an important point you need to be mindful of. Sometimes, in your quest to maintain peace, to avoid conflict, you might end up neglecting your own needs and desires. You might prioritize external harmony so much that you forget about your internal harmony. And that, my dear Libra, is not healthy. Remember that true diplomacy also means defending your own interests, It also means setting your boundaries. It also means saying no when necessary. You don't need to erase yourself to maintain peace. You can be diplomatic and still firm. You can be kind and still assertive. When you find that perfect balance, when you manage to use your diplomatic gift to create situations where you also win, not just others, then you will be using this divine gift to its fullest. Then you will be completely honoring the purpose for which God created you. Continue being that bridge, that negotiator, that peacemaker. But never forget that you also deserve to have your needs met, your wishes respected, your voice heard. Because you are as important as all the people you help. And God wants you to be happy too. Reason 6. You were chosen to teach the world about true partnerships. There's a profound truth that many people still haven't understood. Nobody was made to live alone. We were created for connection, for partnership, for union. And you, Libra, came into this world to be a master of this. To show through your example, your choices, the way you relate to others, what it truly means to be in partnership with someone. It's not about dependence. It's not about completing halves. It's about two whole people who choose to walk together because together they become stronger, more complete, more capable of achieving their goals. From the very beginning, you felt a deep need to share your life with someone. Not out of weakness, not out of fear of being alone, but because your soul understands that life is more beautiful when shared, that joys are greater when celebrated together, that sorrows are more bearable when shared. You were programmed for partnership. And that's not a flaw, as some modern people try to make it seem. It's a valuable spiritual gift. God created the concept of partnership from the beginning. He looked at creation and said that it was not good for man to be alone. And that truth still holds true today. Of course, each person needs to be complete in themselves, needs to have their own identity, their own dreams. But when two complete people unite in true partnership, something magical happens. A third force emerges, greater than the sum of the first two. A connection arises that transcends the physical and touches the spiritual. And you, Libra, were chosen to demonstrate this to the world. But understand this clearly. True partnership isn't about losing your identity. It's about expanding who you are through connection with another person. It's not about sacrificing your dreams. It's about finding someone who supports your dreams and dreams alongside you. It's not about erasing yourself. It's about strengthening yourself through union. And these differences are fundamental, so that you don't fall into relationships that diminish you instead of elevating you. You have a natural ability to see the potential for partnership in people. You can see beyond superficial flaws and identify the qualities that make someone a good companion on life's journey. You can imagine what it would be like to share life with a certain person, whether your values align, whether your dreams can walk together. And this keen vision is a gift, but also a responsibility, because you need to use this gift wisely, choosing people who truly deserve to be by your side, who honor this partnership as much as you do. One of the things God wants you to teach the world is that true partnership requires balance. You can't be one person giving everything and the other only receiving. You can't be one person deciding everything and the other only obeying. You can't be one person shining and the other just being an audience member. There has to be real exchange, mutual respect, admiration on both sides. And when you find that balance, when you're in a partnership where both contribute and both benefit, then you experience a little piece of heaven here on earth. This concept of partnership that you came to teach applies not only to romantic relationships. It applies to friendships, professional partnerships, creative collaborations, to any situation where two or more people decide to join forces to achieve something together. And in all these areas you shine, Libra. You know how to make partnerships work. You know how to maintain the balance between giving and receiving. You know when it's time to lead and when it's time to support. You know how to resolve inevitable conflicts without destroying the connection. In moments when you feel discouraged, when it seems like no one values true partnerships anymore, when you are disappointed by people who haven't honored the trust you've placed in them, don't give up. Don't let negative experiences close your heart to connections. Because you came here precisely to show that it's possible, that healthy partnerships exist, that it's worthwhile to believe in the power of unity. And every time you experience this in practice, you are fulfilling an important part of your divine mission in this world. Reason 7. You carry the mission of raising the standard of human relations. There's a low standard of relationships that has become normal in today's world. People treat each other with disdain, rudeness, and harshness. Conversations are punctuated by rudeness. Kind gestures are rare. consideration for others is becoming increasingly scarce. And in the midst of this sad scenario, God placed you, Libra, as a living example that it's possible to relate differently, in a more elevated, more beautiful way. You came to raise the standard, to show that there is another way, to remind people that they deserve to be treated with gentleness and respect. You can't be rude. Even when you're upset, even when you have every right to be angry, something inside you insists on maintaining civility, choosing your words carefully, treating the other person with dignity. That's not weakness, it's strength. Because it's much easier to lose your composure, to yell, to offend. The difficult thing is to maintain class even under pressure. And you do this naturally because you were programmed for a higher level of human interaction. Observe how you behave in situations where most people would be rude. When someone serves you poorly in a store, you remain polite. When a friend disappoints you, you talk calmly instead of attacking. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you respond with arguments instead of resorting to personal attacks. These are all practical examples of the mission you carry, to show that it is possible to maintain elegance even in the most challenging situations. The elegance you bring to relationships isn't affectation. It's not fussiness. It's profound respect for the humanity of each person. It's recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles, carrying their own burdens. It's understanding that treating someone rudely can be the final straw that causes them to collapse. And conversely, treating someone with kindness can be exactly what they needed to keep going that day. You have the power to change people's day through the way you interact with them. A kind word from you can bring hope to someone who was hopeless. A sincere smile from you can remind someone that there is still goodness in the world. A respectful attitude from you can teach someone that this is how people should treat each other. Every interaction you have is an opportunity to spread light, to raise the vibration, to make a difference. But this mission to raise the standard of relationships also has its price. You feel out of place in rude environments. You suffer when you witness rudeness. You are deeply bothered by the vulgarization of human interactions. There are times when you question whether it's worth continuing to be kind in a world that seems increasingly rude. And the answer is yes, always yes. Because you don't do it just for others. You do it mainly for yourself so as not to lose your essence, so as not to let the world take away from you this divine gift of refined kindness. Understand also that raising the standard doesn't mean being perfect. It means consciously striving to treat people better than the bare minimum. It means putting intention into your interactions instead of just reacting automatically. It means choosing words that build up instead of tear down, actions that bring people closer instead of pushing them away, gestures that honor instead of disrespecting. When you live this way, when you maintain this high standard in your relationships, you inspire others to do the same. They may not say anything, they may not thank you directly, but deep down they perceive the difference. They realize there is something special in the way you treat them. And some of them will start trying to do the same. They will raise their own standards, they will pass it on. And so, through your silent but powerful example, you will fulfill this divine mission of making human relationships more beautiful, more respectful, more worthy of what God planned when He created humanity. Reason 8. You have been blessed with the wisdom to choose your battles. Not every war needs to be fought. Not every argument needs to be won. Not every provocation needs to be answered. And this rare wisdom, this precious discernment about when to fight and when to let go, was placed in you as a divine gift. While many people waste energy fighting over things that don't matter, defending points that aren't worthwhile, getting into unnecessary conflicts, you have the ability to assess each situation and consciously decide whether or not it deserves your involvement. This is not cowardice. This is not a lack of courage. It is a high-level spiritual strategy. It is energy preservation. It is mature wisdom. Because you understand something that few people understand. Your peace of mind is a sacred treasure that needs to be protected. And not everything that provokes you, not everything that challenges you, not everything that questions you deserves that you give up that peace to respond. God gave you this ability to filter because He knew you would have enough sensitivity to perceive when something is truly important and when it's just noise. He knew you would have the maturity to let certain things simply pass without affecting you. He trusted that you would use your energy and attention only on what truly matters, what truly makes a difference, what can truly build something better. Think about the times you simply smiled and let a comment that could have offended you pass by. The times you heard an opinion completely contrary to your own and chose not to start an endless argument. The times you were provoked and opted for indifference instead of engaging in the game. Each of those times, you were exercising a form of power far stronger than the power to retaliate. You were exercising the power of conscious choice. But understand this well. Choosing your battles doesn't mean running away from all of them. There are situations that demand you take a stand. There are times when remaining silent would mean agreeing with something that goes against your deepest values. There are circumstances in which you need to fight, yes, with all your strength. And you know how to identify those moments. When something truly important is at stake, when some serious injustice is happening, when someone you love is being harmed, then you stand up and fight. And when you fight in those moments, you fight with tremendous strength, precisely because you have preserved your energy for the moments that truly matter. This wisdom in choosing your battles also protects you from a lot of unnecessary suffering. How many people do you know who live stressed, irritated, fighting with everyone over anything? Who turn every little disagreement into a war? Who can't let anything pass without making a drama out of it? These people are wearing themselves down unnecessarily, aging prematurely, losing valuable relationships over trivial things. But not you. You have learned or are learning to separate the wheat from the chaff, to value what deserves to be valued and let go of what needs to be let go. There's a saying that a wise person loses less because they choose better where to invest their energies. And that applies perfectly to you, Libra. You're not naive enough to think you'll never have conflicts, that everything will always be harmony and peace. You know that life has inevitable clashes, but you also know that you don't need to turn every little disagreement into a battlefield. You can disagree without fighting. You can have a different opinion without making it a problem. You can defend your point of view without needing to destroy the other person's point of view. In moments when you feel pressured to engage in a fight that isn't yours, an argument that leads nowhere, a pointless ego battle, take a deep breath. Connect with that divine wisdom that resides within you. Ask yourself honestly, is this worth my peace? Will this build something good? Will this make a difference in a month, a year, 10 years? And if the answer is no, let it go. Smile, turn your back, continue on your way. Because you have more important things to do, nobler battles to fight, and too much peace to protect. Reason 9. You possess the rare gift of transforming conflicts into opportunities for growth. Most people see conflict as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs, a purely destructive experience. But you, Libra, have a different view. You understand that conflict, when well managed, can be an opportunity for growth, for deeper understanding, for strengthening relationships. And this understanding was placed in you by the Creator as one of your most valuable gifts. You don't run away from necessary conflicts, but you also don't let them turn into unnecessary wars. You work with them, transform them, use them as building material instead of tools of destruction. This special gift manifests itself in the way you handle disagreements. When a disagreement arises, your first reaction is not to attack or defend yourself. Your first reaction is to try to understand. You ask questions. You truly listen. You seek the other person's point of view before insisting on your own. And this completely changes the nature of the conflict. Instead of two people fighting to see who wins, you transform the situation into two people working together to find a better solution. God gave you this ability because He knew you would be mature enough not to take things personally. To understand that when someone disagrees with you, that person isn't necessarily attacking you. They may simply be expressing a different perspective, based on different experiences, different values, different needs. And instead of feeling this as a threat, you see it as an opportunity to expand your own understanding. Think of the times when a conflict that could have destroyed a relationship ended up strengthening it, because you handled the situation wisely. Think of the times when a difficult discussion led to a deeper understanding between you and another person. Think of the times when confronting a difference of opinion opened doors to important conversations that would never have happened otherwise. This was only possible because you have this gift of emotional alchemy, this ability to transform lead into gold, conflict into growth. But this gift doesn't work on its own. It requires practice, it requires awareness, it requires you to always be vigilant about your own reactions. Because it's very easy, even for you, to fall into the trap of reacting emotionally when you feel attacked. It's human to want to defend yourself, to want to retaliate, to want to prove you're right. But you've been called to a higher level. You've been called to take a deep breath before responding, to process your emotions before expressing them, to carefully choose your words so that they build bridges instead of walls. An important part of this gift is your ability to identify the real root of the conflict. Often people argue about one thing when the real problem is something else. They argue about who will wash the dishes when the real problem is a lack of recognition. They argue about money when the real problem is a lack of security. They argue about schedules when the real problem is a lack of attention. And you can see through these superficial layers and get to the heart of the matter. You can ask the right questions that reveal what is really bothering them. And when the real problem is identified, it becomes much easier to solve it. Your ability to transform conflicts into opportunities doesn't just benefit you. It benefits everyone you interact with. Through your example, they learn that it's possible to disagree without being disrespectful, that it's possible to have strong opinions without being aggressive, and that it's possible to defend your point of view without destroying the other person's. And some of them will take these lessons to other areas of their lives, starting to resolve their own conflicts more constructively. And so you multiply this gift, spread this wisdom, and contribute to a world where people know how to deal better with each other. In difficult times, when you are in the midst of a conflict that seems unsolvable, when your attempts to bring harmony seem to be failing, don't give up. Continue using this gift that God has given you. Continue seeking transformation instead of destruction. Continue believing that even from the most difficult situations something good can emerge. Because this faith, this persistence, this refusal to let conflict win, is an essential part of your divine mission in this world. Reason 10. You were chosen to be a guardian of hope in love and relationships. We live in times when many people are giving up on love, giving up on believing that healthy relationships are possible, giving up on trying to build true connections. The world is so wounded, so cynical, so unbelieving, that the very idea of true love, of a partnership that works, of a lasting commitment, is being treated as naivete. But in the midst of all this darkness, God has placed you, Libra, as a light of hope. You were chosen to continue believing, to continue trying, to continue showing that yes, true love exists and is worthwhile. This is no easy mission. It requires tremendous courage to keep your heart open in a world that teaches you to close it. It requires deep faith to continue investing in relationships in a time when everyone only wants superficial and fleeting things. It requires spiritual strength to not let past disappointments prevent you from believing in the possibilities of the future. But you have all of that, Libra. You were equipped by the Creator with a special ability to renew hope, to rebuild yourself after falls, to continue believing even when all the signs say to give up. Your role as a guardian of hope isn't about being naive or ignoring the real difficulties that exist in relationships. It's not about romanticizing everything or pretending that love is always easy. It's exactly the opposite. It's about facing difficulties head-on, recognizing that relationships take work, admitting that it's not always easy, and still choosing to believe that it's worth it, choosing to keep trying, choosing not to harden your heart even after being hurt. You carry within you a vision of what relationships can be when built consciously, respectfully, and with true commitment. You see the potential that exists when two people truly decide to build something together, when they choose to work through difficulties instead of giving up at the first sign of crisis, when they honor the commitment they made to each other. And this vision keeps you moving forward, gives you the strength not to give up, and inspires you to continue being an example that it is possible. God needs you to keep believing because many people around you will be inspired by your faith. They will see you choosing love instead of bitterness, choosing hope instead of giving up, choosing to rebuild instead of just lamenting, and they will think, if this person still believes after everything they've been through, maybe I can believe too. If this person is still willing to try, maybe I can try too. And so, without you even realizing it, you will be saving other people from loneliness, bitterness, and the cynicism that destroys so many lives. But to fulfill this mission, you need to take care of your own heart. You need to make sure you're not repeatedly hurting yourself in the wrong relationships just to prove a point. You need to learn the difference between being hopeful and being deluded. You need to develop the wisdom to know when it's worth fighting for a relationship and when it's time to let go. Because you can't be a guardian of hope if you yourself are hopeless. You can't inspire others to believe if your own heart is in pieces. Take care of yourself, Libra. Choose wisely the people you get involved with. Don't accept crumbs just to avoid being alone. Don't settle for less than you deserve just because you're tired of searching. You deserve true love, real partnership, genuine commitment. And the more you honor that in your own choices, the more you will be a beacon of hope for others. Because they will see that you don't just talk about true love, You live it, you demand it, you don't settle for cheap imitations. There will be times when this mission will weigh heavily on you. There will be days when you will wonder if it's worth continuing to believe. Days when disappointments will seem greater than hopes. Days when you will feel alone in this faith, in this belief that healthy relationships are possible. On those days, remember, you were not called to an easy mission but to an essential one. The world needs people who still believe. It needs hearts that have not hardened. It needs souls that remain hopeful. And God chose you to be one of those people. So keep believing, my dear Libra. Keep being that guardian of hope. Keep showing through your life, your choices, your example, that true love is not a fantasy. It's a real possibility for those who are willing to build it with awareness and dedication. Keep being a light in a world that sometimes seems to have only shadows, because that is one of the most important reasons why God chose you and gave you such unique strength. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. We've reached the end of this journey of discovery, my dear Libra. Look at everything we've discussed here today. You understand now that it's no coincidence that you are who you are. Act as you act, feel what you feel. There is a divine purpose behind each of your characteristics, behind each gift you possess. You were chosen to be a guardian of balance, to bring true justice, to see beauty where others only see gray, to be a bridge between different worlds, to teach about diplomacy, partnerships, and true relationships. Every challenge you face, every time you feel different, every moment you question whether you're on the right path, all of this is part of the process of you becoming fully who you were created to be. You are not here by chance. You were placed at this moment in history for a very special reason. The world needs your balancing energy, your pursuit of justice, your ability to harmonize conflicts, your faith in human relationships. So from today onward, I want you to look at yourself with different eyes. Stop doubting your gifts. Stop thinking that your sensitivity is weakness. Stop thinking that your desire for harmony is a flaw. All of this is strength, it is power, it is divine purpose manifesting through you. Embrace who you are. Honor your gifts. Use them consciously to make a difference in the world around you. Because every time you do this, you are fulfilling exactly what God created you for. And now I want to know from you. Of these 10 reasons we discussed today, which one touched your heart the most? Which one made the most sense for your journey right now? Leave a comment below telling me which reason resonated with you the most. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because every week there's new content to help you better understand your purpose, your gifts, your spiritual mission. You don't want to miss any videos, believe me. And look, if these messages have made a difference in your life, if they have touched your heart and helped you better understand who you are, consider becoming a channel member. Your contribution keeps this work alive, allows these messages to continue reaching more people who need to hear them, who need to understand them, who need to awaken to their purpose. Every bit of support makes all the difference. Now go, my dear Libra. Go out into the world with the certainty that you were chosen, that you are special, that you have an important mission. Don't let anyone make you doubt that. Don't let the difficulties along the way make you give up. Continue being that light of balance and harmony that the world so desperately needs. God is with you, guiding your steps, strengthening your soul, preparing you for even greater things to come. Believe in this with all your heart. A big hug and see you in the next video.